Vegan, 'cause our dignity is at stake.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Mom used to make our products, and I would come back home from college, take them in my backpack, and deliver them in my motorcycle all over Bangalore. So that was our beginning. It was a rather humble beginning.
Stay tuned to find out more about Abhay Rangan, vegan plantrepreneur who is making veganism possible in India. Continue watching to find out more.
Cherished viewers, tenga bom dia means have a good day in Portuguese. I am Liliana. The optimistic people of Madeira, one of the 2 autonomous regions of Portugal, are grateful to you for loving every being on earth. May heaven bless you. Welcome to the first episode of our show entitled Goodmylk, a return to Ahimsa with Plantrepreneur Abhay Rangan, vegan. It is our privilege to present to you an extraordinary social activist and plantrepreneur from India, Mr. Abhay Rangan. The word plantrepreneur is increasingly being coined to describe an entrepreneur who is focused on effecting social change through a plant-based enterprise. Like many mission-focused plantrepreneurs today, Abhay is concerned about our world's dire climate change situation and sees veganism as the only viable solution. He launched his startup company Goodmylk specifically to champion veganism in his homeland of India. Goodmylk's line of innovative dairy alternative products has wowed his country folks with its quality and affordability, sending a powerful message that it is easy to make a complete departure from dairy consumption and embrace the kinder vegan lifestyle. Since its launch in 2016, Goodmylk has seen explosive growth. Its employees now number 35, more than doubling in just 16 months since February 2020. As of June 2021, Goodmylk has a customer base of over 20,000 and thousands of subscription customers who subscribe to the company's regular delivery service. Abhay chose plant-based dairy alternatives as his arena because dairy is the biggest hurdle in India's rising vegan movement. While India ranks among the world's lowest in meat consumption per capita, it leads the world in dairy consumption by far. This may largely be attributed to the nation's deeply entrenched dairy tradition, going back thousands of years. If anyone is qualified for the task of overcoming this hurdle, however, it would be someone with the drive, intelligence, and business acumen of Abhay. Although his background is in engineering rather than business, Abhay has used every available opportunity to educate himself in entrepreneurship. In 2016, he was one of 5 students from the state of Karnataka to be selected for a 6-month Stanford University Innovation Fellow program, during which he learned about business concepts and interacted with the finest minds in the world. He is also a graduate of a social entrepreneurship course at the highly avant-garde Watson Institute of Colorado University in the USA. While operating Goodmylk, he further honed his entrepreneurial skills through various business-related certification programs in the country. In addition, he apprenticed himself to various incubators and business accelerators in the country and actively sought the support of vegan-friendly non-profit organizations like Good Food Institute and Humane Society India. We had the good fortune of catching up with Abhay and his family in 2018. We asked Abhay how his vegan journey began.
I was born in Mysore, in the state of Karnataka. My family has always been compassionate to animals. They taught me the same values growing up. And I think 8 years ago, my parents on their wedding anniversary decided to go vegan. And that's when we really started thinking about, as a family, what our contribution to the animal rights movement is going to be. And that's how I got started.
6 months after his parents adopted the vegan lifestyle, Abhay and his sister, Varidhi, followed suit on January 1st, 2011, as part of their New Year's resolution. Abhay was 13 and Varidhi was 11. 2.5 years later, they took it a step further.
When I was 16 years old, I wanted to do something more active for animal rights than just posting on Facebook. So my sister and I started campaigning it around her neighborhood. And we started distributing pamphlets and just talking to people, having conversations and dialogue about veganism.
Luminous viewers, we will take a moment to thank the earth for its bounties. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Vegan, best choice overall. Welcome back to our program. Abhay and his sister Varidhi adopted veganism at a young age and became avid animal activists. Their animal advocacy organization, named Society for Animal Rights and Veganism, grew to 600 volunteers across 10 cities in just a few months. In her interview with us, Varidhi related how they were able to turn many hearts and minds.
So last year we conducted about 200 campaigns in like 2.5 months, and we reached out to more than 5,000 people. So we first talk about basically meat, and then we go on about how even the dairy industry is abusing cows and calves. And then we talk about leather and any other animal product. So first we bring about that point of view, saying everybody is compassionate from birth. They have innate compassion, and you should bring that out and then extend the same to all animals and not just consider few as pets and the other animals as food.
Abhay and Varidhi operated their advocacy organization for 4 years, from 2013 to 2017. Despite their success during that time, Abhay eventually felt that for his advocacy to reach the scale that he had envisioned, he had to take a different approach.
So what really caused me to switch from the nonprofit to a startup was a lot of people coming to me and telling me, Abhay, look around you, vegan options around you are not inexpensive, they're pretty expensive. And to me, that made me come back home and question about how are people ever going to go vegan if the alternatives are expensive, thereby creating friction for them to be vegan. My mom and I spoke about it and decided that we wanted to do our bit to make this happen. And we started in the kitchen of our house. Mom used to make our products, and I would come back home from college, take them in my backpack and deliver them in my motorcycle all over Bangalore. So that was our beginning. It was a rather humble beginning.
Abhay revealed in a podcast interview that delivering their homemade plant-based milk on the polluted streets of Bangalore, covering the distance of 500 kilometers or 300 miles a week after school, was a harrowing experience. Initially, the milk was not shelf-stable and would sometimes spoil on the way to its destination, requiring redelivery. As Abhay and his mother, Veena, improved on the quality and shelf stability of their milk, however, word spread and orders began to pour in. Soon, it was a struggle to keep up with the demand. In a 2019 interview with Srividya Srinivasan, a social activist and content creator in Bangalore, Veena reminisced Goodmylk's meager beginnings and how they dealt with the growing pains.
ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇದು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೆಚುರಿಟಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ? ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ತಾನೇ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಆಯಿತು ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಗ್ರೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೇ ಹಾಲ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ 11-12 ಆದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಆಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಈ ಥರ ಪಾಪ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ.
ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವನೊಂಥರ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ.
In the years from 2014 to 2018, Abhay was a top student at CMR National PU College in Bangalore, where he studied telecommunications engineering. As Goodmylk began to take off, however, he made the difficult decision to drop out of school and focus on the growing enterprise. Abhay calls it a scary move. In most parts of India, such a move would have courted strong parental opposition. Abhay's parents, however, threw their full support behind him. Bless you, Abhay and family, for your selfless work for people, animals, and the planet. May heaven reward you many thousandfold.
My name is Varidhi and I'm an animal rights activist. You're watching Supreme Master Television. Be veg, go green to save our world.
For more information about Abhay Rangan or Goodmylk, please visit facebook.com/Abhay Rangan or goodmylk.in/pages/ Welcome to the second episode of our show entitled Goodmylk, a return to Ahimsa with Plantrepreneur Abhay Rangan, vegan. Today, we will continue with our tribute to the respectable animal rights activist and social entrepreneur, Mr. Abhay Rangan of India. Abhay's story is both inspiring and admirable. Ever since adopting a vegan lifestyle at the age of 13, Abhay has lived and breathed altruism. For 4 years, from the age of 16, his spare time was spent campaigning for the rights of the animals. At 18, seeing that dairy alternatives on the market were prohibitively expensive, he recruited his mother to make affordable plant-based milk and delivered the homemade milk alternatives all over the city of Bangalore on a moped. This was the start of his company Goodmylk, which is today a major player in the dairy alternatives market in India. Abhay's social entrepreneurship has earned him the distinction of being the youngest Indian entrepreneur to make the prestigious Forbes Asia 30 Under 30 list in 2019 at the age of 22. The Forbes 30 Under 30 list was launched in 2011 by Forbes magazine to recognize the brightest young minds in the world. Remarkably, Abhay also made the Forbes India 30 Under 30 list the following year in 2020, making him one of only a handful of people to make 2 Forbes Under 30 lists. Abhay's vegan journey began at age 13, when his father showed him the truth about the violence that takes place every day in dairy operations across India. It may come as a surprise to some of our viewers that systematic abuse of cows occurs in India, despite the fact that cows are revered as sacred animals in Hinduism, the largest religion of India, embraced by 80% of the population. Sadly, while cows may have been treated well in the days of revered Hindu prophets like Lord Krishna, that is not the case today, as Abhay explained.
There's definitely documented instances of animal abuse that happen every day in our farms. In fact, I would invite anybody who thinks that there isn't animal abuse on dairy farms to just pick the nearest farm to you, go and observe their practices. You will find that they're doing at least a few things illegal, and confining animals, making sure they're pregnant, making sure they're lactating through their cycle of life. Every single of these dairy farms, when the cow stops lactating, when she's unable to lactate anymore or yield milk in the quantities that she would have done so in the past, she's all the time discarded or taken to the slaughterhouse. This is standard industry practice. Does not change because it's a small farm or a big farm. Happens everywhere. I think the enormity of abuse that goes down in slaughterhouses, dairy farms, and egg farms are really a horrifying tale in the history of humanity.
Since it is illegal to kill cows in many parts of India, the livestock operations transport them outside of the country for slaughter. India is today the fourth largest exporter of beef in the world, after Brazil, Australia, and the USA. As with the rest of the world, mother cows are also subjected to unspeakable anguish on a regular basis, as their babies are mercilessly taken away from them at birth. To obey such violence towards animals is, in fact, violence towards ourselves, because it runs counter to our self-nature.
I think all of us inherently do not like animals being hurt. All of us are inherently compassionate towards animals, but we're not confronted with the truth that animals are hurt every day in slaughterhouses, egg farms, dairy farms, etc. And I think this should stop because it's a blight on humanity.
Vibrant viewers, we will spend a few moments to send our well wishes to the world. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Vegan, do it for the world. Welcome back, mindful viewers. Apart from the issue of ethics, Abhay also sees environmental degradation and climate change as powerful reasons for the world to switch to a vegan lifestyle.
Our world is heading towards dangerously unsustainable systems where I think going to be in a lot of trouble soon because of our unregulated, unsustainable consumption and production habits. And I think plant-based food is a step in the direction of making more sustainable and conscious products.
Abhay's concern about the unsustainability of a meat and dairy diet is rooted in solid science. For instance, the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, which represents the world's scientific community, has called for a worldwide shift towards a plant-based food system as a vital way to avert a cataclysmic 3.5 degrees Celsius or more rise in global temperature within this century. Since cattle are responsible for the bulk of greenhouse gas emissions in the livestock sector and about 250 million, roughly one-fourth of the 1 billion livestock cattle in the world, are dairy cows, the dairy industry comprises an enormous part of the human-induced greenhouse gas footprint. As we mentioned in our first episode, one of the biggest obstacles Abhay faces in trying to bring veganism to the masses is the cultural significance of dairy in India. Not only is dairy ubiquitous in Indian cuisine, but it is also widely used in religious ceremonies as a purifying agent. In addition, the Hindu holistic healing system known as Ayurveda posits that dairy foods have medicinal properties. One way Abhay tries to loosen this firm cultural grip of dairy is to raise public awareness about the negative health consequences of dairy consumption via social media and public speaking. His stance on the ill effects of dairy on health is again based on science. Particularly in the last decade, study after study has found that dairy contributes to a host of chronic diseases, such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and cancer. For example, a 2020 research funded by the American National Cancer Institute, World Cancer Research Fund, and the National Institutes of Health found that women who consumed 1/4 to 1/3 cup of cow's milk per day had a 30% increased chance for breast cancer. Studies have also shown that, contrary to popular belief, dairy depletes calcium in the body. For instance, a 20-year study in Sweden involving 100,000 men and women found that milk-drinking women had higher rates of death, more heart disease, and significantly more bone and hip fractures. Additionally, a large percentage of the world's population is lactose intolerant, including an estimated 60 to 65% of the Indian population. Another way Abhay tackles India's attachment to dairy is to create dairy alternatives that are not only affordable and accessible, but also functional. By functional, he means that the dairy alternatives must taste and behave like their dairy counterparts. He spent the bulk of Goodmylk's first years experimenting and coming up with ways to achieve those objectives. Judging by the product reviews of his customers, he has largely succeeded. The following is a testimonial from Twitter.
I've been struggling to find the perfect milk alternative for my chai. Goodmylk is the only one that is as good as milk, super creamy and perfect for my tea.
Abhay is sometimes confronted by well-meaning citizens as to what would happen to the livelihood of the estimated 8.5 million dairy farmers in India if dairy were displaced. This is his response.
Our solution is to not just manufacture nutritionally equivalent products, but to manufacture nutritionally superior products by using fortification. What can you do with products like these? For one, you can manufacture them in a plant or a cooperative society of farmers. They can manufacture plant-based alternatives. And by setting up and financially empowering these hubs, we get to create entrepreneurial hubs in every single corner of the country.
In other words, farmers can slowly transition to plant-based operations. Abhay points out that this is especially true if the government would recognize the negative impact of dairy on the environment, public health, and the economy, and direct the subsidies and tax cuts currently afforded to the dairy industry towards plant-based operations. May God bless you, Abhay, for your purity of heart and high-mindedness, steadfastly considering the good of all God's creatures in everything you do. May you and all involved in your endeavor enjoy continued success, and may all your noble goals come true.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhay Rangan. I'm the CEO of Goodmylk. You're watching Supreme Master Television. Be veg, go green to save our world. ಪ್ರಾಣಿಜನ್ಯ ಪದಾರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಬೇಡಿ.
For more information about Abhay Rangan or Goodmylk, please visit facebook.com/Abhay Rangan or goodmylk.in/pages/about-us. Wow, that was beautiful, don't you think? When Abhay started Goodmylk, he had neither any prior culinary experience nor business background and had to learn on the job. For every successful product, there was a trail of failures. His passion touched many hearts, however, and captured the imagination of his community. In an interview with Supreme Master Television, Abhay reflected on the importance of the community's support he received.
We've been fortunate enough to have customers who tell us when they're happy with our product, when they're not happy with our product. So far, it's been about 2 years of our customers getting our products and giving continuous feedback. And I think right now our products are so much better than they used to be when they started out. So while our products have been improving, our customers have still been gracious enough to keep encouraging us and helping us to move forward.
Abhay's first product was an almond milk, but he soon turned to other more environmentally friendly raw materials. After much trial and error, he arrived at a cashew oat milk formula that delivered the performance he was looking for. As Goodmylk began to outgrow the Rangan family's home kitchen, Abhay needed capital to move into a commercial facility to manufacture at scale. Without a business background and proven track record, however, his venture drew little interest from investors. Eventually, a kindred spirit halfway around the globe in the USA answered the call. It was Steven Sturdivant, a vegan angel investor in Dallas, Texas, who infused Goodmylk with a seed funding of $400,000 in 2018. Regarding his decision, Mr. Sturdivant said,
"Humans are harming animals, squandering resources, and destroying the environment. Goodmylk wants to do something about it. And when I realized Abhay was also an animal rights activist like myself, I knew he had the brains and the heart to see it through."
Following the success of his milk, Abhay next tackled dahi, or curd, an essential accompaniment to the majority of meals. After some false starts, he succeeded in using a carefully controlled strain of bacteria to turn peanuts into a delicious vegan dahi that has all the probiotic benefits of its dairy counterpart. Today, Goodmylk has a wide reach for its dairy alternative products through diverse distribution channels, such as direct-to-customer sales via third-party delivery companies. Goodmylk is the first company in the country to offer a subscription service in the plant-based dairy sector. Goodmylk has also established a strong presence in many retailers across the country, both online and brick and mortar, and supplies plant-based formulas to coffee chains such as Slay Coffee, which has 150 stores across the nation. Today, Goodmylk's products are produced in facilities located all over India. Abhay puts a premium on quality control and makes it a point to build relationships with first-rate facilities that understand his mission-driven nature of work. Luminous viewers, we will pause for a moment to thank the hard-working farmers who provide us with peanuts, cashew nuts, oats, coconuts, rice, flax seeds, and a myriad of other ingredients from which we make plant-based milk. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Vegan, 'cause we live in peace with our co-tenants. Animals are our co-tenants. Welcome back, kind viewers. Let us continue with our program. Abhay is quick to acknowledge that he owes Goodmylk's success in no small measure to his team of dedicated professionals. They include Chief of Research and Development Spurti Ravi, Head of Business Development and Operations Divakar Satyamurthy, and co-founder and finance manager Radhika Dutt, who joined Goodmylk when the company was rebranded from its original name of Veganark in 2018. Goodmylk has grown unabated through the COVID-19 pandemic, experiencing only minimal supply chain disruptions. As of July 2021, Goodmylk's sales are stronger than ever. In April 2021, Goodmylk teamed up with one of India's most prominent athletes, 24-year-old tennis professional Vishwajit Sangle. A vegan of 5 years, Vishwajit has 9 professional titles under his name, 3 of which are at international level. Vishwajit has reported markedly improved athletic performance since switching to a 100% plant-based diet and is grateful to Goodmylk for helping him with his vegan path. In his 9 years as an animal rights activist and plantrepreneur, Abhay has earned numerous accolades and awards. In 2018, he was awarded the Social Impact Award from NVC, or New Venture Challenge, a competition hosted by Colorado University, USA, to help its students turn their ideas into reality. In 2014, at the age of 16, he was PETA India's Outstanding Activist of the Year. In the same year, he received the Vegan of the Year award from Satvik Vegan Society, formerly the Indian Vegan Society. In 2019, he was the recipient of the Best Vegan Curd Award from PETA India. In podcasts and interviews, Abhay has revealed that he finds much fulfillment in his work, despite the heavy workload and challenges. He has the following insight for people in search of a direction in life.
I think it's important to focus on how to be altruistic in our lives. I would argue that maybe one of the best purposes to have in life is to leave the world a better place than when we came into it. And I think deciding on what to do that is altruistic in nature and then scaling and sustaining it is such an experience in living our lives to the fullest potentials, but also it gives me a great amount of joy and purpose to my existence. So I would recommend that for anybody who is willing to do something more for the planet, maybe look at plant-based food, maybe look at how you can add value to vegans and how you can add value to animals and the more marginalized groups of people that share our planet with us.
When it comes to veganism, the world-renowned humanitarian and fully enlightened spiritual master, Supreme Master Ching Hai, has a similar message for humankind. The following is an excerpt from a conference with the Irish Dog Journal in December 2009.
So you see, Louis, there is massive killing in all aspects of the meat and dairy eggs industries. Dairy is included together with meat because the cruelty and torture is the same, and the end result is a horrible death for the poor animals. After just a couple of years of non-stop pregnancy and milking, dairy cows are killed for meat as well. Their babies are sold also and killed for veal. So there is no mercy in the dairy industry either. If we spare the animals, we can spare our animal companions and our family members as well. Yes. All it takes is a different choice of what to put on our plate. So please, everyone, again, forego the disease-ridden animal products and join instead in adopting the life-saving, healthy, compassionate, life-giving vegan diet. Everyone will be much healthier and happier for it, and the animals will rejoice with you and bless you.
We are grateful to Supreme Master Ching Hai for her boundless love and words of wisdom. We are also grateful to Abhay for his crucial work showing the world that social entrepreneurship is not a myth, but a transformative business model our world needs now more than ever. Supreme Master Ching Hai joyfully presents Mr. Abhay Rangan and family the Shining World Right Entrepreneur Award, plus a gift of $10,000 as a loving token of encouragement for your noble aspiration. With all love and cheer in God's blessing. May heaven reward you and yours greatly. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort and support to the afflicted and needy, and or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children. For more information about Abhay Rangan or Goodmylk, please visit facebook.com/Abhay Rangan or goodmylk.in/pages/about-us. Benevolent viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your presence for the final episode of our series today. Coming up next is Vengeance Never Brings Peace, Part 2 of 5 on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May you be forever young at heart, in the Divine's grace. Vegan Side Effect, Feeling Wellness Inside Out.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule dan suprememastertv.com/VE.